This is What If Naruto Was the Son of Kaguya Part 2. So we left off with Naruto at Kazuna's house with everyone. So Zabuza and Haku leave to go back to their base to meet up with Gato. They tell him that he needs to meet them at the bridge tomorrow. And, so they do. And, Gato does meet them there. And they get there, and oh my god, Gato and all his men are freaking terrified. Because they see Zabuza, Haku, Kakashi, and everyone else. Wait, no, Guy, I mean. Yeah, because he's on Guy's team now. Guy and all them. And he's completely terrified. He's like, no, thank you. So, but he couldn't even start running, and yeah, he's doomed. So Naruto actually sent a clone to Gato's base to rob Gato, technically. So he completely steals all of Gato's money and brings it back and gives it to the villagers. And then that's the end of that arc, or that's the end of that. Zabuza and Haku actually come back to the village. And darn, the third Hokage actually moves Sasuke and Naruto off their teams that they're on right now. So yeah, they're just 3-man teams for both of them. So, and Zabuza has become a teacher. So Zabuza, Haku, Naruto, and Sasuke are all on a team now. So they're all on a team. So yeah, so they're on the team together. And they go on a mission. This is just a mission that I'm gonna make up. So they have to go to a bandit hideout in the Sound. This is actually the part where Orochimaru's gonna try to attack Sasuke, because he knew the whole team thing, and so Orochimaru is going to attack Sasuke here instead of in the Chunin exams. So he goes, so they're walking there, and they have to fight off a few bandits, but they're actually Sound Shinobi, and Naruto notices that they're Shinobi because they're stronger than what bandits would be. So Naruto starts using Jutsu and to overrun them, and then they start using Jutsu. So now they all know that, yeah, they weren't bandits, they're Shinobi. So, they start being more cautious because they know now that there's people like bandits out there that, like Shinobi, that are pretending to be bandits. So they probably think they know this is a trap. So they guard everyone pretty good. They're on alert. So they defeat the Shinobi camp, technically. It was a darn bandits, but it was actually Shinobi in disguise as bandits. So they get done with it. The only reason, and they're walking out, and then they see darn Orochimaru, and they get into battle stance. Naruto, he doesn't even care. He's like, okay, hi Orochimaru. Naruto be like, almighty push! This man goes flying. This man just goes flying, very far. One, he's freaking shocked that he knows that. Two, then he used And 2, he's like, no, what the frick? Then he used Kamui just to get over there quick to him. Then he used Amaterasu, so he completely starts burning him alive. Orochimaru is freaking terrified. So this man just like, nope. He turns into that small snake just to get out there and runs away. Yeah, so they go back, report it the whole mission. Yeah. So Hiruzen's terrified that he just beat Orochimaru, and he's not even 13 yet, not 15, no, he's literally 12. Still. He's like, holy frick, no! This child is too dangerous. So, yeah. They are completely, absolutely terrified. So, Naruto is like, yeah. So, Naruto actually wants to take a break from missions and just train. So, everyone, Naruto's team gets a replacement in the form of not Sai. He's there for later, but Itachi. Because Itachi hasn't left yet. The Uchiha massacre is not going to happen. It's just not, no, it's not happening. Because, like, Naruto has, like, done all this, made Shisui and, like, Itachi stronger. Fugaku is, like, if you watch the first one, you'd know, because, like, they're not gonna plan a coup, because, like, Fugaku already knows the power of Naruto. He literally helped Itachi and Shisui get Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan with Kakashi. And technically, if he really wants to attack the Leaf Village, he has to get through Naruto. That literally, a powerhouse that literally is a god child. A child of a god. Because he knows. And he's like, no. So they're not gonna do the coup. No. He's smart. No. So that never happened, and that's not gonna happen. Orochimaru just wants Sasuke because he's young and he's still an Uchiha body. He's still an Uchiha. So, yeah. He could get any other Uchiha, but Sasuke is like the son of Fugaku, the clan leader. So, yeah. So, all that, but they take a break. Did I tell you guys who was the darn, replacement? No, I don't think I did. It was some random like Uchiha. Some random Uchiha is the darn substitute for Naruto. Naruto just starts training, and what I mean by training is a whole month of training in his mind. So like an hour, like literally, he trains for a whole year in his mind. So like an hour out there. So by this time, in that time, Naruto has unlocked a few new abilities. He learned all the pain's paths. So like he can turn himself into a robot, push pulse still, revive people, summon animals, all that. Oh yeah, he can take things out of people's body, their souls. He's learned how to master KCM2. He got that Madara ability where he can, like, do spiritual clones, kind of, like, non-clones that you can't see and stuff. Also, he's learned how to control his Susanoo better, so instead of just the head and skeletons and the 2 arms that are just he's actually learned how to, put armor on that, so now he has, like, the body of armor. He hasn't got the whole, like, legs with armor or anything like that. He hasn't got to that part where he can actually stand up. No, he just has that. He also has his ability with the Rene Sharingan, God Touch. God's Touch is able to give him any Kekkei Genkai he wants. So if he touches a person with a Kekkei Genkai, he gets that Kekkei Genkai. Yeah, it's awesome. So, yeah. So, yeah, Naruto learned all this. Naruto actually has also changed his clothes. So now he looks a lot different. Instead of the Sage of Six Paths robe, he now has a black cape, like it has like a giant frill kind of thing, like it's huge, covering his face. Like if you've seen yeah, look it up. It kind of got like a giant frill kind of that covers his head. It's a giant black cape coming down. Then he has like a metal plates on his arm, on his right arm, all the way up. His clothes are like black, but it has the tomoe still around the neck piece, and they're white. He has on his left arm he has like a claw thing, like shredder, and that can retract and out, like come in and out, so he can just slice whenever. His katana is strapped to his back. He still has the pouches on his sides with all his kunai and all that. So yeah, and he still has the horns, the third eye. But his face is different now. He has fangs coming out of his head, like his mouth. He has fangs now. He also, one of his eyes is completely pure white. He's pure white, and that's because he has unlocked the darn Byakugan, because technically his mother is Kaguya. He can do that. And in his other eye, he has the Sharingan. So it has like only it has the Eternal Mangekyo, like yeah. And then, well, it's just the normal Sharingan, but if he wants, he can turn it into the Eternal Mangekyo. With the Byakugan, he can turn it into it's a normal Byakugan, but he can also turn it into the Tenseigan, because the Tenseigan is a better version of the Byakugan. So, and at any time he wants, he can turn them both off completely. He's also learned how to turn off his Rene Sharingan. I know technically you can't do that. Well, Sasuke couldn't, but Naruto could. He's able to. So he completely turned that off, so he can keep his third eye open. And he's really good at Genjutsu now. He's like twice as good at Itachi. He can actually put everyone into the Eternals, like the Eternal Tsukuyomi. Yeah. So if he wanted to, he could put everyone in the Eternal Tsukuyomi whenever he wanted to. Yeah, that's kind of creepy, but So, yeah. So, he gets out, he goes to his team, the random goes away, and by time this has all happened, the tuning exams is right around the corner. So, like, literally they have only a few days to get prepared for the tuning exams. So, yeah. So, Naruto now is walking to the tuning exams area where you sign in to go into the tuning exams. And people are looking at him like looking at him like he's disgusting and like they hate him and stuff. Gaara sees this and thinks to himself, why is everyone looking at him in hate? And then Gaara feels the Kyuubi's chakra inside of him, and then he realizes why. So Gaara goes up to him and says, "Hey, brother." Naruto, realizing what he means, says, "Hello, bro." And, like, Kankuro and Temari are completely shocked. So, same with everyone else. And the only reason Gaara's doing this is because, like, Gaara has felt what Naruto is going through. And like, he knows. And, like, Gaara in this isn't as mean, like, isn't as evil, kind of, because technically, the Shikaku hasn't been doing all of what he's done, has let him sleep, because in this, Shikaku was sealed better in him, instead of just a non-good seal, that allows, Shikaku actually has a good seal on him, and, he can't actually ruin his sleep, so, he's fine, but he's still the killing machine, so Naruto and him hang out for a little bit, until they go away, and then Naruto says, "Wait, do you have any Kekkei Genkai?" And he says, "Yeah." Naruto says, "If you don't tell anyone, I want to see something." He says, "Okay." So Naruto tells him that he about his mom and everything, and he tells him that he has the power to take any Kekkei Genkai, get any Kekkei Genkai as long as he touches a person with a Kekkei Genkai. Gaara says that's cool, and also Naruto says he can push the Kekkei Genkai to the next level, also within that person. So Gaara's super wanting to check this out. So Gaara allows it. Gaara is OP. He's unlocked every sand ability, so he can do gold, metal, like all of it. Magnet. He can control every type of sand anywhere. Metal sand, magnetic sand, golden sand. Every kind of sand there is. Naruto can do that too. He's also already got Haku ability. Haku has also learned Haku already unlocked her full potential with the ice. Naruto has ice and sand. He already told Hiruzen about this, and Hiruzen, after the Chunin exams, is gonna give Naruto wood release because of Yagato. No, it's not Yamato. Yamato. Yeah, Yamato. The guy with wood release, okay? I can never remember most of people's name. I gotta try to look it up. But, so, Naruto now has, just ice and, sand. So, Gaara and Naruto kind of have a plan for the Chunin exams. So, they're gonna actually team up and, like, blaze through the Chunin exams quickly. Because if they can, like, take out 2 teams quickly enough, with 2 teams on their side, they're done. No. And that means, and Haku technically hasn't even become a Chunin, but she was kind of the strength of a Chunin. But she just hasn't become one yet, so she still has to take it. She's definitely better than a Genin, so she just has to take the Chunin exams. So Haku and all of them go into there. Darn, Orochimaru seeing this, be like, "Nope, we ain't going near them," because literally Naruto wasn't even going full strength, and he literally whooped his butt. So he's like, "No, because that's One Tails, Naruto, and a freaking Kono, and a darn ice user. No! And, like, Gaara's siblings are also very strong. Same with Sasuke. So he's like, no, no. I'll just take it over. I'll just get him when we're in the darn end battle. So, in this time, he doesn't have the Sand's help. Nope, Sand is not. Nope, no. It's actually the, no, it's just sound. He only has the sound in the invasion. The Sand actually, technically he wants the Sand in the invasion, but no. The Sand already warned the darn Leaf, and the Sand is already on Leaf's side, because technically 2 years before this happened, without anyone knowing, the Sand and the darn, Leaf had an alliance, and, like, the Sand ain't gonna break that alliance. The Sand actually and the Leaf has an alliance, so they're not gonna, nope, they're not gonna break the alliance. So, yeah. So, Naruto goes, and they beat Minato's time, which is an hour. And Minato is the fastest person to clear the second stage with his team. And, like, yeah, they beat him by a whole half an hour. They literally, nope, get there in literally 30 minutes. Want to know how? Naruto Kamui to a different team, 2 different teams killed them, and then Kamui all of them to the tower. Yeah, that fast. Yeah, you know how fast Kamui is. Literally 1 second you see him over here, and then the next minute he's across the darn, elemental nations. So, yeah. So, Naruto, literally, no. Naruto, yeah, no. Yeah. So, they all fall asleep until the preliminary rounds, which, in this, it's the same as in canon. Everyone, except for Sakura and Ino fight. And in that fight, darn, Haku wins. So, we have Haku actually going, but Neji, because what he did, because I have to make room for, like, Haku to get in there, because what Neji did to Hinata, he actually got kicked out. He was not allowed to participate, because what he did. And also, because Hinata used the seal right at the end, because, like, right when he was about to do that finishing blow to her, that all the people had to stop him, she used the seal, and that hurt him very bad, so he has to be in the hospital. Even if he was allowed to participate, he wouldn't be able to participate, because he's such in bad shape. Because Hinata was actually stronger and in this, and also she used the seal at the end. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the darn, crust mark that, like, if the main branch uses, like, on a darn side branch, they are in excruciating pain. So, yeah. All that, so, yeah. So, Naruto, so in this, it's a little different. Because technically, Naruto would have been fighting Neji, but technically Haku took his place, so everything's gonna be switched around. It would actually be Kankuro versus Naruto, and darn Shino versus Haku. So that's the only things that changed. So yeah, then we go into so now we're in the 1 month training period. So Naruto finds Pervy Sage in the darn peeping, and Naruto says, you know there's a better way to do that, right? And he says, how? So Naruto says, you know the Shadow Clone? He says, yeah? Well then follow me, I can teach you a jutsu that you can turn into any girl you want, and look at them without them knowing. Jiraiya is shocked. So Jiraiya goes, and Jiraiya learns the pervy jutsu. Well, the darn, sexy jutsu. I know I was gonna say he had darn Minato's thing, but of course he's still gonna do that. He's definitely gonna do that. He's like, there's no way he ain't gonna do that. He's like, it's Naruto. So yeah, Naruto literally, shows Jiraiya this, and Jiraiya's thankful. So Jiraiya literally, like, teaches Naruto the summoning how to summon, but Naruto doesn't want the toad summoning. So Naruto actually does what Jiraiya did, and Jiraiya almost didn't stop him, because that would tell him what his thing is. So that shows him what's gonna be his summoning, the best summoning for him. So Naruto actually goes to a different place than Mount Miyamoku. He teleports to a very steep cliff with like a volcano, lava and fire spewing out from everywhere, tunnels everywhere, dragons flying. He knows this is the dragon summoning area. But then he looks behind him, and there's ice. Like an ice land. And then he looks over to his left, there's a lava pit. And coming out of it are, like, lava golems. And in the ice area, there was ice golems. And then, like, then he looks into this, and then he realizes this isn't just the dragon summoning. This is the mystic summonings. So, like, any magical creature. Because he doesn't only just see the darn dragons flying up there. He sees, like, phoenixes flying up there, too. So, he wants to challenge the boss of the mystics. Which is actually, a godly golem. This golem is actually the boss of them. He literally has dragon wings. Huge wings. And the head of a dragon. His body is completely encased in fire, like a phoenix. His body looks like a golem. His legs, though, are completely lava. His arms are iced, but his torso is completely stone. But his body is completely covered in fire, though. And you'd be like, how? Wouldn't the ice melt? It's magical. It doesn't. Yeah, no. And you would also say, but wouldn't the darn lava just not be in place and just flop right off? Because he's magical? No. So, yeah. Naruto fights this Naruto walks up to him, and he says, I would like to be your contractor. And he says, I want you to show me your strength. Naruto says, I could, or I could just tell you my family. He says who his family is. They say, I don't give a crud if you're the kid of the strongest person in the universe, which you are. You're still gonna have to show me your strength. You might be the kid of the strongest, but you might not be the strong as that person. Naruto agrees, because that was he's a genius. So he just pushes that guy away. Then he Kamui to it, uses darn the Amaterasu. Then he goes into his Susanoo form, kind of the armored Susanoo form, not the giant, no, just the one that's on the ground, like, yeah, torso and the arms and the head, and he just, like, attacks with that. Then he adds KCM2, which I think in KCM2 you can actually go 9 tails. So he goes 9 tails with armored 9 tails, which, like, instead of like Sasuke's and Naruto's complete armored thing, no, he got like armor on his shoulders, on his knees, his face, and a little bit on his back. So not complete armored, but like his whole upper body is completely covered in armor. Not his legs though, but his upper body is completely covered with a little bit of knee pads. So like he is fighting now, and then he does that like spiritual clone thing where they like, so now there's like a bunch of mini Narutos on the ground fighting this thing, and normal Naruto up there with giant a little bit armored Kurama fighting the thing. Then he literally he makes, because with this, I'm gonna say, with his ability with the darn spiritual clones, he can like speak with them just telepathically and like see what they're saying, because like they all have the running on technically. And like then he tells them all to like turn into like cannons and stuff, make themselves cannons. And oh my god, this thing falls over and says, "I give up." In like 3 minutes. Like 3 minutes of fighting, he gives up. And Naruto, then yeah, they sign the contract, and Naruto becomes the sage of the legendary sage. The sage of gods. Because like those are the god summons. Like the legendariest summons you can get. Technically, the strongest summons that you can technically get is the frog, snail, and frog, snail, toad, snail, and snake. But because the mystical summons scroll was lost, technically it wasn't lost. It was actually returned to the summoning world, because they didn't want any more summoners, because Kaguya was the original summoner, and like she was the only one to have the summoning contract. So yeah, she gave it back to them and like said that no one else could use it unless they did what Naruto did and was able to come here. And technically Naruto could have as many summons as he wants, like many things, because many contracts, and summon all different things, because like he has the Rinnegan. He could do that. And so yeah. So yeah, and just the weakest of all of them, which would be a normal earth golem, like a sand golem, actually, just a sand golem, could beat an 8 tails. An 8 tails, yeah. An 8 tails could be beat by the weakest of all of them. The strongest of all golems, of just earth golems, would be the iron golem. Then it would go ice golem, then lava golem, then the ground dragons, then it would go the ground earth dragons, then it would go fire dragons, water dragons, air dragons, and lightning dragons would be at top. Then it would be the phoenix, then it would be the blue phoenix, then it would be the boss, like the boss of all of them, which Naruto just beat. So yeah. Naruto literally is a god. He can beat anyone, like anyone. Because he beat literally a guy that could beat all Otsutsukis if he wanted to. Technically, Kaguya couldn't even beat him in full strength. Kaguya just showed him that she was decently okay. She technically didn't get where Naruto got to with him, because Naruto was awesome. He was too strong for that. Because Kaguya just, she was able to cut off a toe. Like a pinky toe. That was it. Naruto, on the other hand, this man cut off a whole arm, his whole, like, lower leg, gave him a scratch across the eye. Of course, he could heal it all back, but, like, this man literally destroyed this man so bad. Well, of course, he wasn't going his full strength, of course, still. Because, like, he was still going only, like, to the, like, half strength, and Naruto did that. Like, so if he was going full strength, Naruto still wouldn't have beat him. But Naruto wasn't going full strength as well. He was going, like, 75%. So he'd probably, if the guy went a full 100%, he'd probably be able to cut off one toe still. Like Kaguya, if he went 100% too. But, so, yeah. Naruto is pretty strong. So Naruto comes back to Jiraiya and says all this. Jiraiya was shocked, and, like, yeah. So the rest of that month, because that only took place in 2 days. 2 days he did that. So Naruto, for the rest of the month, actually learned the Rasengan from Jiraiya, which took him two weeks. And for the rest of that, he actually went to Gaara and kind of went to Gaara and for a week and trained with sand, and then he went for the rest of it with Haku to train with ice, because of course he still needed to train with those. So Naruto learned ice and sand style, and so all this so then it was the beginning of the darn final. The first battle will be Kankuro versus Naruto. Naruto only used Kamui of his special abilities. Only used Kamui, no sand or, like, ice released. But he does use Kamui. He's throwing his Senbon and all this and stuff. Kunais and stuff. He also uses some of his jutsu that he learned, so, like, multi-shadow clone jutsu. He's like, he uses the Rasengan too, and, like, he wins. Then it's Temari versus darn darn Shikamaru. Then, so that goes the normal. Shikamaru gives up. Then I think it was gonna be, like, Shino versus darn Kankuro, but, like, but it's now darn Haku versus Shino. So Shino actually loses pretty hard, because technically Haku just froze his bugs all the time. And also, like, completely, first, she completely stuck him in ice. Like, made his arm, like, he was in, like, in T-pose, and the spikes completely just, like, surrounded his arms and legs, and he was just stuck there. But he still was able to send out a bunch of his bugs, and she just, like, used the Senbon, took them out, and used her ice mirrors, kind of, and just, like, boom, 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 boom. Like, he was done. Then it was, I think it was gonna be yeah, I think it was Sasuke, darn Gaara next, because I think there was only, like, gonna be 4 matches altogether. But if there wasn't, tell me. But, so, then it was Gaara, Sasuke, And Gaara and Sasuke instantly, like, boom. They defeated Gaara, yes, actually defeated Sasuke. Sasuke, no. Because Sasuke didn't have that curse mark on him. So, yeah, he didn't get any extra powers. Gar was actually stable, so he was thinking right. So he saw all of his moves coming, and so yeah, he just parried and he defeated him quickly. And then it was the last round. Naruto. Then it was gonna be Then it was Temari versus Naruto, and then Haku versus Gaara. Naruto versus Temari goes like this. So Naruto comes down there and says, "Why do I have to beat a girl up? And anyways, why a good friend too?" So Naruto's just complaining because he has to beat up a good friend and also a girl. Temari's angry because she just got called a girl. And so yeah, she's angry. So now they fight. Naruto actually has to use more techniques here because Temari has the wind thing keeping him at bay. So he still uses the Kamui because, like, that's OP still. Like, super OP, like. So, but he also, like, pulls her to her with push and pull. That's it. Those are the only two things he uses with some kunai and stuff. Literally, this is how it goes. He uses Kamui to block the first attack, pulls her in, and then, like, turns her around and put a kunai to her neck. That's it. And she had to give up. She gave up. That was it. She gave up like that. So then it was like Haku versus Gaara, and they knew each other because, like, Naruto told them about each other, and so they kind of respected each other because of their abilities, and like, so they had a pretty good fight. They wanted to, like, have a good fight. So they actually started to fight. Gaara would send some sand out. Haku would block with some ice. Haku would send ice. Gaara would block with sand. It was actually going for this for a while until Naruto just said, come on, let them both pass, and then we can have a three-way. And, like, they literally said, okay, literally on the battlefield. And then the director said, the thing says, are you serious? Naruto says, yep, because if I didn't have both of them, it would be not a challenge. Literally, I haven't even used half my abilities on the last ones. I've actually only used 2 of my strongest abilities on the last guys. Like, I literally have, like, a bunch. And I haven't even used my strongest ability yet, which his strongest ability is the summoning thing. Yep, because of that. Yep. I haven't even used my strongest ability, and, like, I've already beat the last ones. So the thing says, sure. So then they have their fight, and oh my god, Naruto wrecks them. Literally, all Naruto does is Kamui's, push and pulls, and then he also, he does the darn spiritual clone, like, the darn, yeah. Tell me what that name is, like, the name of that, if anyone actually watches this. But, yeah, tell me what the name of that is, so, and also, he does do a little bit of Susanoo, just the ribcage in one arm. And, like, these people just get bounced around like rag dolls, and they give up. They give up. They're both passed out. They can't win. So Naruto wins the whole thing. Then the invasion starts, and then Naruto just, like, slaps Orochimaru. Orochimaru falls to the ground, because instantly Naruto Kamui's into the darn thing that Orochimaru put up. Orochimaru completely shocked. Naruto literally burns this person. Orochimaru burns him, every last bit of him. He's dead. He absolutely dead. Then Naruto Kamui's to every person that Orochimaru has ever met, takes away every curse mark on that person. So yeah, Orochimaru is completely dead. He has no curse marks have it anymore, where he can come back and, like, in that curse mark. Nope, dead. Everyone. He even killed Kabuto. That turned into the next, like, Orochimaru type thing. So yeah, all the curse marks are gone. Orochimaru is dead. And yeah, Hiruzen is still alive. I love me for doing that. Oh my god. So yeah, that all happens. The sound just start running away. They just, like, run away. They're like, Hokage just, like, died. Their cage just died. So they're gone. So yeah, Naruto, yeah. But Naruto just Kamui's there, and also sends out summons a dragon. Literally a dragon. To wipe the floor with these people. They had no chance. Literally, their army just starts running. Naruto Kamui's in front of them and just summons a dragon and, like, so yeah. So Naruto literally, like, Kamui's back and everything. Naruto passes, same with Haku, Gaara, Sasuke, who else? Shikamaru passes, yeah, those are the ones who pass. Which is actually very, 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 very strange. You want to know why? Because literally the only few people that weren't on... Actually... No, everyone was on the same team. Except for... literally, except for darn Shino and darn... Shino and Shikamaru. Like, other than them, there was only 2 teams. Technically, with them, there was 4 teams. But in those 4 teams, only 2 of those were just one person that made it. Which is very, 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 very strange. Like, literally, all of Naruto's team made it to the final, and Gaara's team. Then it was Shino and Shikamaru. Yeah. So, yeah. So, all this, Naruto actually, instead of becoming Chunin, he actually became a Jonin straight away. Because he was way too powerful. There was no way you can clarify Naruto as Chunin. So, he got actually moved up to Jonin. And Naruto actually took on a team of his own. Because in this, they did attack a little bit, kind of, and actually someone died in this. Rip. I'm gonna really hate I'm gonna really hate doing this. Rip Asuma. Yep, Asuma died. Yep. So, Naruto took on the Inoshika-Cho team. Which is really sad. I hate killing Asuma, and I hated it when Asuma did die. But, yeah, Naruto takes that team. Haku and them actually get a new teammate called Sai. This is when Sai comes in. Yeah, that's when Sai is coming in. I told you he was going to be important for later. So Sai is actually on their team now, and so yeah. So now Naruto takes that team, and they are kind of angry that literally like they're getting taught by a kid that was in their grade, kind of. Like that's just like irritating to them. This kid was literally in their grade at one point. They were in the same class, and now he's teaching them. That irritates them a lot. So they're like irritated, and like I would be too if I were them. But Naruto and them get along, and Naruto actually. So now we time skip to when like that one mission where Asuma dies. Yep, yep. So now they're attacking the darn I know that's a big times. Well, actually, no, we're not skipping that far ahead. So never mind. We actually skip to when Gaara is actually getting taken by the Akatsuki, which is so Naruto instantly jumps onto the mission, leaving his team behind, and like this man, literally one-man army just bolts, literally just like Kamui's to the base, be like, "Where's Gaara?" Literally before Gaara gets there, and he's like, "Not here yet." They're literally all like, "Not here yet." He's like, "How long will this be?" They're like, 2 to 3 minutes. Good. I don't want to wait long. They're literally like this because like they know who Naruto is, and they're like, they know that they need him, and they're shocked that he just Kamui in here. Literally, Toby is like, nope, he can do that. Nope. He's like, so where's the fake Madara? AKA Toby. Toby comes down and be like, yes? Good, now you're here. Zetsu, get the frick out here, brother. Zetsu be like, yes, brother. Yeah. 1, Mom's angry at you. 2, I can unseal her when I want to. That's one of my friends you're bringing here. And everything else in that, take them out. Like, bring every other tailed beast out. Thank you. He says, okay. And they're like, wait, what, huh? What the frick is going on? Naruto says, leave this thing now because you are not going to bring peace. No. If you bring the 10 tails out, you're bringing end of the world. Not peace. Technically, if you unseal the 10 tails, everything's going to go to... everyone's going to die. The way I do it, if I unseal my mother the way I do it, the world will be okay. Because if Naruto unseals her by touching the moon, she won't be controlled by the 10 tails because the 10 tails won't be unleashed. So, yeah. Because technically this fake Madara now, because it isn't Obito. Because remember what I said? Obito is now, completely dead. Completely dead. It's actually, a rogue it's actually, some random shinobi. It's some random shinobi that Madara found. So, yeah. So Naruto literally is like, no. You're all gonna go away. Actually, no. This man kills everyone in there. Literally takes Hidan's staff, like his his like 3-pronged staff and his necklace. He also takes Kasame's giant sword. He he actually goes to Pain and says, like, tells him that that this was all a scheme, that, like, all this, and that he can bring back Yamato, yeah, whatever that guy's name is, yeah, orange hair dude. And he says, how? Because you would die if you did, like I would. He said, nope, as long as you get the body here, I can do it. Naruto running rebirth this man. Reborn into the light of day. So, yeah, he's like, huh, and you didn't die? What the frick? He said, yeah. So, yeah, this man's like, holy mother fricker. So, yeah, Naruto, like, awesome. And, like, so Naruto literally just, like, yeah. Naruto literally walks by, just like, yeah. He actually touches Konan and takes her paper release and actually makes it better. So now she can control iron paper. So, like, I'm gonna just say that iron paper is like thin, those thin sheets of darn metal? Yeah, she can control that too now. Like, very thin sheets of, like, metal. And she can do that. Same with Naruto now. Konan is awesomely shocked. Then, the other two get there. He kills them. Zetsu just goes back and, like, all that. Goes back to literally hops in Naruto, like, sure, kind of. Because technically, Naruto has, like, he literally hides in Naruto's black cape now. In like, the black cape. Because that's huge. So Naruto, like, he's there. And all that. So, yeah. Naruto literally seals the Geto statue in his wrist. Because he knows the seals. So he just, like, sealed it in his wrist. Yes, you can do that. You can. Remember? Like, because he's got the Nine Tails sealed in. Yeah, he sealed it inside his wrist. So, now Naruto's just, yeah. Gaara goes back. He goes back to his team. So then we time skip to the darn, actually, it's gonna be a very big time skip. It's gonna be the time skip to the beginning of the war arc. But instead of a war, Naruto just teleports straight to the moon and unseals Kaguya. And here's where the ship comes in. Because actually, these two people, Naruto and this person has been dating for a while. Actually, it's Haku. Yes, Naruto and Haku has been dating for a while. And, in a few weeks, they're getting married. So Naruto unseals darn Kaguya so she can come see the wedding. And, yeah, the wedding happens. Kaguya's free now. She's happy. Naruto has a brother, of course, with darn Zetsu. Naruto actually brings back freaking his other two brothers from the dead. Like, brings them back to also see it. They're freaking shocked that he brought them back from the dead. Yeah, so they're like, wow. And so, yeah. The Hagoromo and Hamura say sorry to their mother because they didn't realize that the Ten Tails was controlling her and all this. And Kaguya says it's okay. And, the wedding goes as planned, and it's another time skip to a few years later, and, darn. So then it's the end, and Naruto actually gets Kaguya not Kaguya, that's his mother, Haku pregnant, and they have a kid named Kushina. It's a girl, and they name her Kushina to honor his mother's mortal form. So yeah, they have a child, and Naruto becomes Hokage after a few years, and in the Battle of like in the next Otsutsuki battles, like they don't even come. They never come because Kaguya is out, and like Naruto's like literally the prince, because technically Kaguya was the princess. So yeah, so he's like the next prince, kind of. So they're not gonna go near him. No, that's their domain. But after a few years, they do come and tell Naruto that he's the prince, and like he has to one day leave and become the heir. Naruto be like, Naruto literally, because his God touch, he's activated the second part of it. He can give normal people the power of an Otsutsuki, like give them like yeah. So he literally turns Haku and Kushina to an Otsutsuki, and yeah. And like after a few years of being Hokage, he like hands it over to actually Konohamaru, because of course Naruto still has his interactions with Konohamaru and like all this. So yeah, and Konohamaru is pretty strong. Naruto actually trained him better, and Konohamaru, yeah, he's super strong. So Konohamaru, well, actually no, it's Sasuke. Sasuke becomes the next Hokage because of Naruto. Let Sasuke do it. Forget whatever I said. Sasuke is the next Hokage. Naruto actually goes to the Otsutsuki planet and becomes the king. Well, technically the prince. Kaguya is the queen. And Ishiki. Well, whichever is the stronger one, Ushiki or Ishiki, one of the two, whichever the prince or something, is actually the king now. So yeah. So all that happens. And that's where we leave off. Hope you like the series. Bye.